In the first half, we executed the game plan very well. Actually, Eze should have scored 3 goals.
Yes.
Gyökeres should have scored more. Now, us missing those chances, we brought Chelsea into the game, and they were able to read us, to learn our game, and be able to counter us. That's why we struggled in the second half.
I cannot say it was a good game, neither was it a bad game. For Arsenal, it was a good game because what they wanted, 3 points.
3 points, yeah.
And they got it. But when you look at the game in terms of some decisions, refereeing, and how the game generally was played, it was not quite an entertaining match like we would think the Premier League, such matches, derbies, will entertain. And I have a lot of questions on some decisions that were made with the VAR, with the referees. But it's done. Even if we explain it in a million ways, it still remains that Arsenal won and they took the 3 points.
All the other games we've played, we've been playing a bit. The performance has been a bit dreadful, especially the first half. It's been a bit dreadful so much, and we have needed maybe Sesko to come on. And then this game he started. I just don't know. I think it's probably because of Carrick. And this is one of the reasons I don't want him to be given the full coach, because what he's doing, he has reduced the coaching. The hours of coaching is giving them a lot of free time, and then when they come to the game, they're looking so tired.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Big Sports Africa and match week 28, or rather 29 for the league leaders, is over. We are here to talk about the English Premier League, the results and the next fixtures. I have my guys here, the bench. I have Teddy on the far right. He's saying Manchester United has not lost in 2026. He's happy yet. They're not even number 1 after not losing in 2026. I have official match 7. Arsenal 0-0-2 after
0-0-1.
Yes. I have Super Prince here, Chelsea fan. Of course, you know how Chelsea fans are feeling right now.
World champions.
Yeah, you have to pardon him if you see the face a little bit wrinkled. Just bear with it. And myself, your host, Esco Inojera, OTC. Prince,
Yes.
how are you, my brother?
I'm good.
The week has been, or rather the weekend has not been quite fruitful for you guys. You came to the Emirates and you did not win. I'll start with you, definitely. What happened? What do you think went wrong for Chelsea?
I think, first of all, I'll start by saying people had too much expectations, especially people who want Arsenal not to win the Premier League. They had too much expectations of what they wanted Chelsea to do. Without considering the fact that in the last couple of 10 games, Chelsea have been struggling playing against Arsenal.
Okay.
Now, looking at the game, that game was, I cannot say it was a good game, neither was it a bad game. For Arsenal, it was a good game because what they wanted, 3 points.
3 points, yeah.
And they got it. But when you look at the game in terms of some decisions, refereeing, and how the game generally was played, it was not quite an entertaining match like we would think the Premier League, such matches, derbies, will entertain. And I have a lot of questions on some decisions that were made with the VAR, with the referees. But it's done. Even if we explain it in a million ways, it still remains that Arsenal won and they took the 3 points.
What do you think is the problem with Chelsea? Because they did not just struggle maybe against Arsenal. Okay, I won't even say that they struggled against Arsenal, but there is some lackluster in Chelsea's performances. They are not really doing well in most of the games. The new manager, yes, it was his first loss in the Premier League, but if you look at how Chelsea has been playing, what's wrong?
Okay, I think one thing I've always been saying is I'll not blame the manager. That is the first thing. This manager is giving his best. But one mistake he's making is he's carrying everyone along.
Okay.
When he came in the club, he said everyone has a fresh start. And that fresh start is costing him some matches. Because when you look at players, there are some players that don't have the quality to play at Chelsea. A player like Tosin. You remember when we played against, I think it was Burnley. When Tosin came in, we conceded. And that has been like a trend, even during the days of Enzo Maresca. Anytime Tosin comes in a game, we concede. And then number 2, there are some players who are good from the bench. And I think those are among the things he has realized. Like, for example, Garnacho, he doesn't have to start some matches. And that is now the things that the coach is getting right. Yesterday after the game, he said, I have my own way, own style of play, but I cannot just come from the word go and change everything. I have to allow the players use what we have, train as per the next game. And once we are done, then I'll implement my style of play. And when you look at his style of play, like what he wanted to do yesterday in the game, he wanted to use a back three, then use Hato as an overlapping winger. Because remember, we played with one winger, Pedro Neto, who after he got the red card, we also now lacked the quality of the wings. Now, he wanted to use Hato. In the same way, he used there is a player called Diego Moreira, for those of you who watch French League One. Diego Moreira is a defender and also is a winger. So he can come defend and overlap play as a winger, and he's so perfect. So that is the role that he wanted to use Hato. But when you look at Hato and how he played, he was not accurate in terms of making crosses or delivering the ball into the final third. But his defensive work was perfect because he kept Saka quiet.
Okay, before I ask Mesh about something, there's something you've mentioned about Tosin. And I realized that last night, when you were chasing the game, the 90th minute, you were trailing 2-1 to Arsenal. Instead of making maybe an attacking substitution, he substituted a defender for a centre-back for a centre-back. He brought in Tosin and took off. So what do you think about that? Does it mean that sometimes the manager lacked ideas or he's not capable enough? Because some of these things we've seen managers take off maybe a defender and bring in an attacker when you're chasing the game.
Now, I think... I don't understand that so much of what he was thinking, but I'll see it from a perspective of it was the first Premier League game for Mamadou Sarr. And in the Chelsea squad right now, Tosin is the player that you'll think he's an experienced player, even in terms of height, physicality, because even with the red card, we look like we can still get the game. And we were getting a couple of corners. And when you look at the height of Tosin, you could think maybe if we get a corner, he can be useful in that position more than Mamadou Sarr. And we didn't make enough use of those corners, even in the final minutes of the game. So I think for him, he considered like, even with 10, still we are pushing them. So I need someone who is taller who can help in aerial balls. Because when you look at your defenders, Gabriel and Saliba, they were so physical. Yeah. So they needed someone who can match their height and maybe their physicality, and I think that is what he thought.
Probably. Okay. Mesh, if you look at what happened at the game yesterday, too much pressure, of course, for us, the Arsenal fans. At some point, we were so scared. We thought Chelsea were going to do it to deny us maybe 2 points or even 3 points. We thought they were going to deny us a point. Maybe they were even going to deny us even the 3 points. So, if you look at that match, what do you think Arteta did differently, or do you think we just came to get the 3 points regardless of how we play?
So now in the first half, we executed the game plan very well. Actually, Eze should have scored 3 goals.
Yes.
Gyökeres should have scored more. Now, us missing those chances, we brought Chelsea into the game, and they were able to read us to learn our game and be able to counter us. That's why we struggled in the second half. So in the first half, we didn't take our chances. So this definitely, Arteta coached a winning team. It's just that the players didn't take their chances. When we were pressing so high in the first half, that's why you saw Alexis Sanchez was making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And we couldn't capitalize on them.
Yeah.
So the moment we couldn't capitalize on the chances, and then we scored 1 goal from a set piece, and then later on in the first half, in the added time, Chelsea scored from also a set piece.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, because Arsenal couldn't take their chances in the first half, we can do something in the second half. And then everything changed in the second half. Game ikakuwa ngumu. We try to crack them. They are not crackable. Actually, for the first time, Arsenal has played Cole Palmer, James, and Caicedo in the same match.
Chelsea.
Is it true?
Yeah, that's the first time.
Yeah, is the first match, and you could see we were a little bit struggling. So the only substitution that could have made it easier yesterday, it was bringing Martin Odegaard for Eze, but he was not on the bench. So I felt because Martin Odegaard could have retained the ball is good when we want to
You needed someone
Pressing.
who
Yeah.
ball retention.
So
and
someone who has a
open
ball
spaces.
retention that we have in Mikel Merino, we don't have him right now, and Martin Odegaard, we didn't have him yesterday. So we just had to do with Eze. Because when you look at our previous match that we played against Tottenham, Eze was so good because we were so quick in transition. Like, the ball was playing much quicker. Now you play the same football against Chelsea, and Chelsea are going to feast in that because also they are playing a very quick transition football. So if you two teams are playing quick transition football, one is going to suffer. And the team that is not used in playing quick transition football is the one that's going to suffer. And Arsenal suffered in that process. When Chelsea, when Garnacho came, our fullbacks were so active. You see Neto, like, they are trying to run. So until Arteta brought in Martinelli, and that's when Neto noticed, kumbe, there's someone who can run faster than me. So I think Mikel Arteta in the second half just found a way to see out the game.
Okay.
Because there's no one on the bench that he could bring to retain the ball because we don't have Bernardo Silva. Yeah. So we saw the game. It was hectic.
Who's your Bernardo Silva?
Martin Odegaard.
He's nowhere close to Bernardo.
I mean, as someone who can retain the ball like Bernardo Silva.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Teddy, from a neutral point of view now, since Mesh is Arsenal and Prince is Chelsea, how did you watch the Arsenal match? What do you think about it?
And
Where do you think that the match was won?
you talk like as someone who has not lost a match in 2026.
Yeah, where do you think the match was won between the two teams? Where did
From
Arteta get things right?
Yeah, from a neutral point, that was a boring game. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
It lacked.
So, yeah.
It lacked the
That's
quality,
back.
especially in the final third. You look at Arsenal's attackers. Saka was nowhere. Gyökeres, Trossard, Eze, they were nowhere. They were sloppy. Same to Chelsea. For Chelsea, it's not about quality. It was lack of maybe enough players in the attacking areas for them to create anything. And then both teams had to go to set pieces because that is what people are relying on when they cannot score or when they're not good enough in the open game. And both teams scored from the set pieces, but I thought Chelsea were unlucky.
Arsenal scored for Chelsea.
Yeah.
The set
Chelsea were a bit unlucky in the game not to get anything, but then it comes back to, Arsenal were not good, especially in the second half. I felt that Chelsea would, especially when the game was, I think, 1-1, Chelsea could have gone and got something there. But then you look at the Chelsea squad, it's even for the when you hear that Chelsea is maybe the first or the second in terms of the value of the squad, you're wondering, where are the players? When you hear they spend $500 million, $2 billion on summer signings, where are they? Because you look at them, the only people they had on the bench was probably Garnacho and Delap. Delap, we know, in terms of football quality, he's nowhere near anything good. So even when they were 1-1 or when they were 2-1, they couldn't bring anybody in to come and help them, which, I mean, and they're world champions. That is some things we are questioning, because that game, I thought that was probably the game that they could have beaten Arsenal, right? Because Arsenal was sloppy. You looked at Rice, they were just off. Yeah, Arsenal were just off.
Was tired.
I thought that is the game that Chelsea needed to go and win, but they just couldn't. And even after the red card, you like in the game in the
they were
second
still
half,
attacking.
yeah, you feel like they can get something, but they're just not good enough. Or no, but they also say that unajua mambo ya ndoa hakuna mtu anajua, so I guess but it's so difficult.
Okay. Your assessment of David Raya, maybe for Arsenal generally, even this season entirely, if Arsenal wins the league, do you think it will be because of David Raya? He made a very good save that probably got Arsenal the 3 points.
I think he has been brilliant. I think he's the second best goalkeeper in the league.
After who?
After Donnarumma.
Arguable.
Arguable. But it doesn't mean that he's not good.
Probably.
I think his reactions and his reflexes are so good. Because I remember most of the games, it's him who keeps you alive. But,
Sure, I agree.
When the team is sloppy, he's the one that carries the team. Because sometimes, like yesterday, you guys were so sloppy. You are giving away too many chances. And, congrats to him. He's doing a good job. But he's still the second best.
Do you think he can get Arsenal over the line?
I mean, yeah, I think.
Do you think even the
But
team?
I don't
do you
think
think
it's-
Arsenal as a team
I
can
don't
get
think,
over the line?
I don't think it's up to Raya only.
Yeah,
because sometimes
true.
you see, like the United game, there's nothing Raya could have done.
Yeah.
Sometimes the keeper cannot do everything. But I just think if Arsenal continue to be sloppy next game, they have Brighton. You know, they can be beaten. Or even if they play Man City with that kind of
Okay.
play.
Your team also played.
Can I say something before?
Yeah, okay.
Continue. Now, for me, I look at details of the game. One thing when we started the game, our game plan was to use a back three. Initially, I think the coach had that in mind, to use Hato as an overlapping player, and then to use Enzo and Palma in the 10 and have Andre Santos and Caicedo playing together in the midfield. Now, what Arsenal did, they didn't use Declan Rice as a box-to-box midfielder. They used him together with Zubimendi in the same position. So they made sure that Andre Santos and Moises Caicedo were playing in the number 6 together. So Chelsea lacked the coordination between the defense and the attack. If you look at the game, especially towards the end of the first half, we were having so many balls from our defense because we realized we were making mistakes. We were now stable in our defense. But transitioning that ball into the final third, it was not there. When you look at after the red card and Lavia came in, do you realize he changed the game?
Yeah, sure.
You could see passes from the midfield now advancing to the final third. So for me, when Teddy is talking about lack of quality, I'm looking at it from a point of what Arsenal learned in the game and understood how they can stop Chelsea from making the transitions. Because Mesh said something very important. Every team was looking at a way where they can transition the game so fast, because when you're very sloppy and someone has a chance to do the transition, they can hurt you. And our transitions were also because of our, I cannot say quality, but I can say I think it's like tiredness or lack of that, the edge. Because a player like Cole Palmer, there are things you don't expect Cole Palmer to miss.
Yeah.
And yesterday he couldn't even do a sprint with the ball for more than
or
10,
makes
15,
those dangerous passes into the final third. And
those are the kind of questions I ask myself, and I'm like, we didn't lose because we were not good. We were good, but we just couldn't do what we always do best in terms of transition. When you look at the transitions that Chelsea used in the game, in the Carabao Cup first leg, it was very different when you look at when we played in the second leg. Because in the first leg, we didn't have Palma, we didn't have some of the key players, but those who were there did the job. And I think Chelsea needs a good winger. Because the wingers we have, they are not
very
so
average.
Yeah, they are not so reliable. And when Teddy is talking of the highest spend, you also have to look at the number of injuries we have right now and the suspension. We are the most indisciplined team in the Premier League.
you have 7 red cards.
9
This season.
9 right now.
Why are you
7.
reducing them?
They're 9.
Yeah, they're 9.
Nine. Yeah.
You came here and I heard you celebrating, saying you've not lost a match in 2026. Yeah. You played Crystal Palace. What's your take about that match? You were trailing at some point. In fact, by the 4th minute, you're already trailing. You came back. I felt like Palace were completely worn out, maybe because of their midweek game. But yeah, I expected United to win that match. What's your take about that game?
I think first, the important thing is 3 points. At the end of the day,
Yeah, sure.
we got them. And
Even if you don't play beautiful
No,
football.
number one is 3 points. And then
Like Arsenal,
the
yeah.
others come. Yeah, number one is 3 points.
Thank
With
you.
any team, number one is 3 points.
Thank you.
But then I'm a bit worried because since the Arsenal game, all the other games we've played, we've been playing a bit. The performance has been a bit dreadful, especially the first half. It's been a bit dreadful so much, and we have needed maybe Sesko to come on. And then this game he started. I just don't know. I think it's probably because of Carrick. And this is one of the reasons I don't want him to be given the full coach, because what he's doing, he has reduced the coaching, the hours of coaching. He's giving them a lot of free time, and then when they come to the game, they're looking so tired. Like, I remember the West Ham game. The Everton game, I've never seen Bruno that tired in my whole lifetime. I've never seen Bruno that tired, and I can't. I don't know why he's doing that, but he's getting points. That's why I'm saying maybe he's the best until we finish the season, and then we try to get another one. But then from Crystal Palace's point of view, I think for them, after they play midweek, they do go and lose. on Sunday, because they play the same players. They don't have the kind of squad depth to play different teams, and then so they play well in the first half, and then second half they just lose the game. So but again,
Mesh, what do you think about United? They kind of struggled in the first half. Yeah, then when Palace were worn out, they stamped their dominance. Of course, not like completely struggling, but you could see like they were match for a match with Palace. So what do you think about Manchester United and Michael Carrick? Do you think maybe things are catching up finally? Is been neutralized in the system?
Now, the first thing, we have to congratulate Carrick first. So because we saw Manchester United trying to struggle to come back from a 1-0 down during Amorim's era.
And
they couldn't actually come back.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
So you want to defend Amorim?
No, I want to say something. Yeah. When we were playing Crystal Palace at their own place, we still from 1-0 down to 2-1.
So I'm not specifically talking about one match. Right. So I'm saying in the long run, you people were struggling. Yeah. But when you look at how Carrick approached the second half, this shows the Carrick read the game in the first half, and they saw how Crystal Palace were playing, and having that Crystal Palace had played in the midweek and they had worn out, you could look at them trying to struggle when the first half was going off. So then Michael Carrick and then was like, okay, now we can catch up with these people. We can try to beat these people in the second half, and we can try to come back and win this match. So you can look at Bruno in the second half and trying to take the match by himself and trying to create something, you see. So credits go to Michael Carrick, and I think as we go on, as we go winding up the Premier League, every match won, no matter how it has been won, those are point earns. Those are point earns. So it doesn't matter whether you come back in the last minute, you come back in the first half, or you come back at what time. So those are point earns, and the points at this point of the Premier, at the point of the season, they are very important, because if you told me like around December that Man U are going to make it in the top 3, probably top 2, let me let me actually massage his ego. Probably top 3. Let's say it's guaranteed at some point, and a team like Chelsea is going to struggle to get into top 7. You would have like agreed with. But now going into the running of the season, things are changing. Teams are trying to play themselves out of relegation. Teams are trying to play themselves into top 4. Others are trying to play themselves into top 10, because others also want to get into the Europe, like number 7, 6, 8 there. So they're very important matches. They are very important points, and no matter the way you're going to get the points, you must get them.
Prince.
Yes.
If you look at like they've all said, what matters is the 3 points, not how you play. Whether you play beautiful football, whether you play ugly football, like they say Arsenal does. What matters is the 3 points. Do you think Carrick, United delayed appointing Carrick? Because if you look at them, they're getting the points regardless of how they get it. People are saying maybe they are tired, they are worn out and all that. They were playing as if they were tired, but they are literally getting the points. They have managed to get into the top 3 already. And as things look, they're definitely going to finish in the top 3. What do you think?
Now, I'll say 4 or 5 things. Number 1, Carrick will get Manchester United over the line into the Champions League. That is a guarantee. Number 2, Carrick is not the coach to be appointed as a permanent coach for Manchester United. That should be very clear. Because his ideologies are good, but they are not stable. When you look at Manchester United, from the point Carrick came in, the way they were playing, the energy, the motivation is like it's dropping gradually. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
It's kind of dropping. And when Ted is saying that they look tired, so Manchester United should be a team.
So when you say they are dropping, also can you argue in a way that now before during the first matches of Carrick, like teams were not much conversant with the tactic that he's trying to use. So now that teams are trying to analyze Carrick after some few matches, now they're able to go hand to hand with him.
Probably that is one, yes. And as well, apart from that, I'll say the lack of better squad rotation. Because when you look at the way they played against Crystal Palace, he lacked Ahmad. in the first half. And now he had to twist his attack so that bring Sesko up where Mbeumo always plays and then use Mbeumo as a winger. Something that was not so effective. Because most of the time, the link up of Ahmad and Mbeumo in the final third, they always understand each other when Ahmad is on the wing and Mbeumo is up front. So that also rotation of the squad, we've not seen it from him. And I was saying, when Teddy was saying that they look tired, Manchester United should be a team which shouldn't complain about being tired. Because they play one game a week. Why are you tired if you're playing one?
And why
even
do you
if you
need
take
squad
2 days,
rotation?
2 days off.
So why do you need squad rotation if
Now
you're
that
playing
is
1 week?
now that is why I'm saying he shouldn't be appointed as a permanent manager, because if he doesn't do squad rotation even with these players or with the current squad, they have some good quality on the bench as well. When you look at players like Mason Mount, I believe he's back from the injury. This guy who has afro hair.
Zirkzee.
Yes. The reason I'm saying he shouldn't be appointed as a permanent manager is going into the next season. Now, everyone is starting on a fresh slate. You are in the Champions League, you're in the FA, you're in the Carabao, you're in the Premier League. You have to balance the players. You have to find balance, and that is where now managers like Klopp was at Liverpool, like Pep, like Arteta is trying as well. Try to mix the players, but still get the result. That is something I've not seen from Carrick, and I'd love to see it before the season ends.
Okay, on the same breath of the title race, of course, and the Champions League spot finish, Man City also played Leeds. They went to Elland Road and
The toughest
they won.
to play.
No, it's not tough for some people.
No, yeah, for you it's not.
We
but
won there like, I don't know, 5 goals, so it's not a tough place to play
as
for us.
Manchester United.
But okay, my question is, if you look at how Man City played, they also struggled to get points there. There were even controversies of how they got the points because.
Yeah. There was
So
something
my question to you is, if you look at this Man City, compared to the previous Man Cities that beat Arsenal to the league or beat Liverpool to the league, they kind of seem to be different, because at this stage, Man City used to be very ruthless. Do you think Man City will win all their remaining games based on your analysis of how they played Leeds? What do you think
Now,
about Man City
I'll-
from Leeds match and your expectations of them?
Okay, I'll not. Your question is wide, so
Yeah,
I'll
I know,
not
I
base it
understand.
only on Leeds. Manchester City is a team who understood where they are weak and they strengthened themselves. The signing of Maguire and Semenyo, those were game changers for Manchester City.
Gay is world class.
That guy came into that defense
And
he
everything
understood,
stabilized.
and everything became, even if he plays with this guy who doesn't know it.
He's played Kusanov.
Yes,
He's
even if he
played,
plays,
he's played Diaz, and everything's just working perfect.
yeah, even if he plays with that Kusanov guy, they are perfect. And when you look at Semenyo has come and he has lifted the load from the likes of Foden, the likes of Bernardo Silva, because those are the people we were getting used to. Like, these are the people who always kill matches. But now Semenyo is there and he's doing it. And going forward, right now, I think,
And they have Cherky.
yeah, Ryan Cherki,
He's too good.
that guy is good.
He's a little magician.
Yeah,
in his own way.
he's trying to bring back the memories of what Kevin De Bruyne.
You know, he just did one pass, and that pass to Nuri was everything.
It was everything. So I think for me, Manchester City also as well, in as much as there are controversies of how the refereeing and penalties and all that, but I'll say Manchester City have also taken the route of we want 3 points regardless.
Regardless of how we get
Yes,
it.
we
Yeah,
want 3
absolutely.
points. But now that will not stop Manchester City from smashing someone 5 if they get the chance.
I know.
They are like unlike Arsenal, because now they're in the title race, the two.
Yeah, true.
I'll say I've noted a trend with Arsenal. They are winning with a margin of 1 goal. They've matched 2 goals. If they get their fellow,
we get it
their
rough.
other girlfriend Tottenham, they'll smash 4 and all that.
No, you said they are other girlfriends,
No.
so they have another one. To win, you wait. No, I want to get this right. This is Prince.
Yeah, you say that.
said if they get their other girlfriend,
So,
Tottenham.
he
To me,
knows-
Arsenal has a
He knows-
girlfriend.
He knows there are 2.
Yende wa kwanza.
No, I didn't mention me.
No, you
I
see,
didn't mention
there
me.
are other.
are
So if
other.
there's someone else, if there's
They
other,
have, they have
this
one.
means-
Yeah, they have Menchik and probably.
Even Wolves made Aston Villa their girlfriend. Anyway,
So Arsenal has made Chelsea theirs.
I didn't say Chelsea.
you
Anyway,
know
but
that
we all know.
Nicolas has beaten the most since he was appointed a manager.
Chelsea, I know.
Definitely. So
So
The girlfriend,
okay.
okay.
My
go ahead.
was Arsenal are winning with small margins, but still they are getting the 3 points.
Yeah.
But it's very risky, and we've seen it in the games like against Wolverhampton, which you dropped points. I think also with against Brentford. And Brentford intensity was different. But when you look at Manchester City, they'll win with 4 goals today. They'll struggle and win with a 1-0. So they are, because in this title race, the way I'm seeing things go, it might even go to an extent of being decided by goal differences. If at all Arsenal doesn't manage to win matches in yeah, it's possible. Okay.
No, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just I don't want the
Now the
pressure.
question is, do I have the energy?
I don't want that pressure.
That is why I said when we were talking about the Chelsea versus Arsenal game, I said Arsenal should find ways of scoring more goals because
I completely agree with you.
it will come a point when it comes to such moments is where Man City knows how to play it well.
In fact, just to add on what you're saying, I think Arsenal should not lose a match, should not even draw a match from now onwards because they have 9 games to go. And they are all must-win games.
Yes.
Must-win.
Those goals for Manchester City, I believe they'll edge it.
Mesh, Man City is breathing down our necks. Breathing down. They're like breathing fire right now at the moment.
Not even neck. Kwa masikio. Wako hapa kwa masikio tu hivi.
No, unajua kibreathe kwa masikio haiwezi kukuchoka. Unajua kwa neck yako ni kama umeweka pressure hapo anaanza kukufinya. Yes, of course, yeah, they're breathing down our necks and just 5 points. They have a game in hand. Of course, we can't count games in hand until they are played.
Let's say
but
probably.
Probably, yeah. If they win that, the gap is reduced to 2 points. What do you think? What do you think?
Now,
do you think they can win their remaining games?
So my take is...
And mind you, one game is against Arsenal.
So my take is, if
Yes.
Arsenal wants to win the Premier League, you have to win at the Etihad.
Shake my hand.
You have to win there.
Yeah.
That is the only decider.
If you want to...
Not even a draw.
Not even a draw.
You have to win.
And create a gap of 5 points.
Yes.
I agree.
So those 5 points, you've given yourself maybe 2 draws.
Yes. Even if worst goes to worst, you draw a game.
You draw a game, you're still okay. But now, the moment right now, you draw a single game and you don't win, even if draw even one game and you don't win at Etihad, you're done and dusted. So Man City is playing 7 matches in the next 18 days.
Yes. 7.
So, I'm trying to look at their fixture. It's not that it is favoring us. It's not that they are not going to win, but when you compare to the pressure that they have,
But they're used to this kind of pressure.
yeah, no, the thing is, they love it.
And this is
So, but having a different kind of
mentality
Manchester
monster.
City, like I watched them against Newcastle United, the last 20 minutes against Newcastle United, and then I was looking at them. I was like, Newcastle can get a draw here, and then Ikaisha. I would look at them against Leeds, and then I'm like,
the last 20 minutes.
I'm like.
And even in the
Leeds
first
can get-
30 minutes,
yeah,
first 30 minutes, you're
actually Leeds could have scored 3 goals in the first 30 minutes.
yeah.
Calvert-Lewin.
Aronson, like
You want Arsenal to win the league?
Me.
Yeah.
Whoever wins.
He's a fan of football. He's not a hater like you.
Yeah, I don't
So-
know. Teams.
Personal hater.
So now, so now, when you look at the last 2 matches that Man City have played, Man City are going to draw points. But my question will always remain:
will Arsenal
if
capitalize?
they draw points, will Arsenal capitalize?
Or maybe even Arsenal might draw points before they do.
Yeah.
Possible.
So
Teddy, I can see you smiling because your wishes are different from the wishes
Teddy has
of Mesh,
personalized it.
myself, and Prince and myself. What do you think? Will City give Arsenal a run for the money? Will they do it again? Because you've said what matters is 3 points, not how you get it. City
know
are getting it.
you actually know what he's going.
Arsenal has 9 games to go. City
Has 10.
has 10 games to go. What do you think?
I'll say this. I feel like I've seen this movie before,
I
this
knew
script
it. I
before.
knew it.
Huh?
You know, and it always ends well for me because I'm a personal hater of Arsenal Football Club, a generational hater, and I'm not going to lie to impress the camera or the people who are listening to us. But you look at the remaining games, and I don't know, I just feel Arsenal will lose points. That's the truth. The way they're looking, especially when I saw the Chelsea game, I've never seen, like even Rice being that sloppy. Rice, Gabriel, they're so sloppy. And I hope they lose points. I want City to win, but I do think it will be a close one, and it will just end up in the Etihad, and then we'll come back.
Don't you think City will also lose points?
I mean, I think they will, but I'm not sure they'll lose less than Arsenal because
You think Arsenal will lose more points?
because
than City?
I think City will beat Arsenal at the Etihad.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back here singing for the Bottlers FC. Second again, ole ole.
Now, let me say something on that.
Okay.
Whatever he's saying can make a little bit of sense. When I was watching Arsenal, the Declan Rice, the Zubimendi,
yes.
the ones who started the season, they're not the same.
Yeah.
Like, you could clearly see they're like worn out. And when you look at Manchester City, Pep is so good in rotations and changing systems. Like, I've never seen Pep use a 4-1-3-2 system. And in the recent 2 matches, there's been...
Yeah.
The other day I was seeing 4-1-4-1.
Yes, 4-1-4-1. And then all of a sudden, he'll change it to a 3-2-4-1.
Yeah.
And with O'Reilly inverting into the 10. And you're like... So that versatility of changing systems, using different players in different positions, that can provide that edge over Arsenal. Because I can feel like Arsenal, if they're not well managed and switch, especially with Nogard, you have a very good player in
And
Nogard.
Pep still have some fresh legs. People like Reinders have
Yes,
been resting.
Reinders is just there resting. You have a player like there is this guy they signed. I think the season before, who can also play the Rodri number.
Nico Gonzalez.
Nico Gonzalez.
yeah.
He's so good in that position. So when you look at Manchester City,
Where
they
did
can
Kovacic
have the
go?
quality. Yeah, he's back from injury, but he's still doing personal training.
We talked about Doku.
If Doku is still out, Foden is still
Savinho.
there, Savinho is back. So when you look at all these, you could feel like if the rotation is there, like in the game against Leeds, Haaland was not there, Savinho came in, and you could clearly see Savinho
Marmoush started.
No, also Savinho came in as a sub, yes. But you could see when he came in, the energy he provides, the desire to make sure the team is winning the game. And that is something that I'm feeling like it's missing. In as much as Arsenal
So between Arsenal and Man City, what's the better squad depth?
Arsenal has a better squad depth, but
City
Mikel
knows
does
not know how to
because
use all the players.
a game like Arsenal against Chelsea.
Do you really think Arsenal has better squad depth, or
Yes,
they just have many players?
Yeah. Because
No.
it's the truth.
Because
they have
you look
many
at,
players.
You look at Savinho,
Honestly.
you compare Savinho to Madueke. You compare
Savinho is even better.
Yes.
If I'm being honest.
So you compare
Rangers.
Gonzalez to Nogard.
Nogard is good, my friend. It's only that you people have not given Nogard time to play.
But he's not going
Nogard
to be
is
given
good,
time.
but
Let's be honest.
That is the
Gonzalez
problem.
to play.
Now, that is what I'm
He's not
saying.
going to play the
Arsenal
EPL.
has quality, but Arteta has not trusted to use his quality. Like, you look at
Doku, the likes of Foden. I think City has a better squad depth.
Yeah,
It's
look
not
at-
that they have
but-
been missing for a while.
Arsenal has
Look at
many
the
players. Yes, especially
look
up
at,
front, they have many useless players like Saka
Jesus, no,
being
no,
given
no,
300k a week.
Saka
You can exclude
It's
Saka.
the
No, okay, like
Why?
useless
Why?
is quite
It's so harsh, yeah.
it's so
It's
harsh.
the truth.
It's so-
It's
no,
the truth.
No, you can't say
Like,
Saka.
do you know what useless?
What has Saka done the whole season?
You can't say Saka.
What has, except from taking corners, what has Saka done the whole season?
He scored versus
let me tell you
Brentford.
this. Let me tell you this.
300k a week.
Let me
No, but 300k. That was the other day. He was
Let
just
me-
given 300k the other day.
Tell you
Like,
something. You cannot rate players
Because
based
of goals.
on goals
I'm,
and
I'm, I'm not saying goals and assists. Like the Chelsea game, Saka was nowhere. There's nothing he was doing.
And
He's
he
not
has
creating
been-
chances.
He has been that
He's
way
not. He's
all-
not
like
doing
all through the
anything.
season. And that is the same thing affecting players like Cole Palmer.
Yeah, see, I'm saying
The
it's
same
the
things
truth. He's not
that are
doing
affecting
anything.
players.
but I think these things are
Even-
affecting these players because they have been playing a lot of games.
That is now the problem.
Yes,
Because,
but it-
like for example,
So,
let me just
do-
give you a simple analogy. Like Chelsea played in the FIFA
Okay,
World Cup,
mm.
came into the season,
But
after
it's
the
the
season,
truth,
the
though.
players are
Okay,
used to
the
the
truth,
World
though.
Cup.
Let me ask him one thing. How long has Saka been earning 300k per week? How long?
He just signed the
for 1 week.
Yeah, but it's still,
Hata bado hajakula-
No, but you've said it. You've said
but
it.
even
No,
before
no.
he was earning
The point.
so much.
No, it was not so much. But my point
How
is,
much was it?
my point is,
180.
it was 180. My point,
check.
my point is this: you've said it
Google
as if
imeandikwa na mtu kama wewe.
he said it as if Saka has earned this thing like for 3 years, but he's not been performing.
I'm just saying he
Okay.
doesn't deserve it.
To summarize this, the fact is, Saka has not been at his best.
Yeah, true. I agree.
And
But you cannot say
But
he's
useless is-
yes, you cannot
No,
say he's useless.
let me tell you
No,
why. Let me say something.
You cannot
Do you know why I'm
compare-
saying this for
Okay,
Saka and
let's-
not for Trossard and not for Madueke and not for Jesus and not for Gyökeres? Saka has been there at Arsenal for how many years? Saka right now should be like the Mo Salah of Arsenal. That's the truth. It's not that he doesn't have the quality, but he's not showing.
Let me ask you. Just a moment.
Actually, I understand where he's coming from.
I also understand
So the
his point.
Saka has put the bar so high that the expectations.
That is not
whenever
even,
he drops,
that is not even my
he
problem.
drops,
He's saying
everybody's expecting.
he's saying listen to his reference that Saka should be like the Mo Salah of Arsenal. Where is Mo Salah now?
Now, let me.
But can you call him useless?
Let
You
me
can't-
give you an
you can't
example.
call him
Let me give
useless.
a simple example.
Continue.
The Chelsea 2021 Reece James coming to 2022. Reece James was a beast when Chelsea won the Champions League.
Yeah, true.
And when he went down, could we have said
He's
Reece James is
useless.
No, but let's.
That is the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Saka is
That's
down
what we're
right
saying.
now.
You're just
Saka
a
can come
hater.
next
You're just
season
hating
and
on Saka.
Champions League
You're
and
just hating on
everything.
Saka.
It's like you're not
And
understanding me.
And Manchester
Have you
United will take Saka
ever
in a
needed
blink of an
Saka
eye.
right now? Have you ever needed? Let me finish. Have you ever needed Saka more than right now? You're about to.
We need every player.
Your attack is solo. Like you look at the Chelsea game, how you are playing. Like he needs to
You
be
have
the
a
person
problem.
to step
No,
up.
you have a- you have a-
hating.
you have a
Just
problem.
hating. No, I'm
You have
not
a
hating
Because
I'm
I'm
not hating.
if
I'm not
you're-
hating.
if you're
I'm
watching
saying the
the game,
truth.
if you're
He's
watching
just
Arsenal,
hating.
if you've been watching
It's
Arsenal
the
over the
truth.
season, you'll agree with me that Arsenal's attack has not been anywhere. Leave alone Saka alone.
Yes.
All
I'm
of them.
saying, but who should be the person? It's like now, if the defense
yeah,
of
it's
Arsenal
okay,
is
okay.
going down, who will be the person to blame?
But Teddy,
Gabriel, right?
Teddy,
No.
He is the man there.
You
Teddy.
cannot put a blame on a single player.
But you have
11
but you are
players
the
on the pitch.
person to. So let me show you. Let me give you an example. I'll give you an example.
A
With
moment.
Bruno Fernandes, right? Best player in the league right now. Did you see what he did against Crystal Palace when we were down? What did he do? Take the game.
He
Take
just
the game.
crossed.
Not take the game.
He crossed.
The pass to Konha, scoring the penalty, the cross to Sesko. Call it whatever you want to call it. But you have to
No.
take. You're the main man of the team. You're the main man
No
of the
way,
team.
no way.
You have to take the
That is
game
arguing from the
into
fact,
your hands.
from a point of
So you want to mean Saka is the main man in
No,
Arsenal?
you know what?
No, I don't even
you want
have a
to say-
problem. Just a moment.
You because when I'm talking, even in the show, I was saying about Arsenal attackers. You're just saying, don't put Saka there. Don't put Saka there. Don't put.
No.
You're still putting him in the bracket of.
me,
golden
I
boy,
don't.
But he's not performing.
Listen.
That's
the question is-
Mesh, just a moment.
The question is, yeah?
Just a moment. I don't have a problem with you saying that Saka has not met expectations
Yeah.
this season. I don't.
Yeah,
I
but the word
completely-
useless. So
I completely don't have a problem with that. You understand? And let me tell you, this season, and you've said, what matters is how you get the getting the 3 points, not how you get them. Arsenal has been getting the 3 points with or without Saka in the game, or with him in the game. What you're expecting of Saka is even. I understand when you say that when he's the main man at Arsenal, of course, Arsenal fans, we view him as the main man. He's not lived up to the expectations at the moment. I also agree. This season, he's not been top notch. And it's because of so many games played without rest in a couple of seasons. But the word useless, like if from the top of your head, mention any 5 useless players.
Delap.
So do you think Saka is on the same level with Delap, even this season alone?
This season, yeah. He has not done anything.
Oh my days.
He has not done anything more than him.
Teddy,
What is he
Teddy,
doing?
You've given us a reference to Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes was is he the only player on the pitch when Manchester play?
No.
Is he the one who normally gets everything done for Manchester United?
Mostly.
Now, that this season for Arsenal is not in the hands of Saka. He's in the hands of their
I
defenders.
agree
Now,
that. But
if-
I'm saying it. Let me tell you something. If we are defending poorly, I'm not going to say about Bruno. I'm going to call up Maguire, right? He's the person calling the shots at the in the defense, right? That's why I'm saying that yes, as Arsenal as a team, maybe we won't say him. Maybe we'll call out maybe Odegaard, or you'll call it Rice.
We've agreed.
or Gabriel, but
Teddy, we've agreed Saka this season has not been.
Yeah. He has not lived to the
Okay,
The Saka
he's
that
been
we know.
poor. He's
But
been
now,
poor. Let me say
but
it
now,
that way.
but
He's
now
been
the
poor.
thing is he useless?
he's been poor. Let me rephrase it. He's been poor.
Withdraw your statement then.
I
Say Saka is not useless.
I don't think Saka's done anything good this season.
But he's not
Okay,
useless.
okay.
300k.
But he's not useless.
But for 300k, he is useless.
How many weeks has he earned 300,000?
No, but he's earning 300,000.
the whole of this season.
No, but there's something.
So now we can start talking about from the moment he started earning 3,000. Now we can start talking about that.
I think we need to put that to rest because we all agree that Saka has not been useless.
Yes.
Okay, he's
useless
been poor.
is kind of.
Let me
He's not been doing
poor.
well.
Yes,
he's not
been
lived
poor,
up
but
to
he's
the
not been
expectations.
useless.
Okay. On the same breath, if you look at the title race, and there's since we've also included Manchester United, okay, of course, which is not in the title race. Now we have to look where do they fall? They fall under same category as Chelsea and Aston Villa, the team that are fighting for the
Liverpool
for the Champions League spot.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because I think the last time me and you, Teddy, we were here, we were doing the TTC, the Truth Corner show, and I told you that when you asked me to name the teams I think that will finish in the top 4, I said, I don't think Aston Villa might make it into the top 4. And I even said, I dared to say that they might not even get into the top 5, that I think Liverpool will surpass them. So what do you think? Because Villa lost to Wolves the other day. I think on Friday
That
night.
was a very incredible game.
Yes, it was a very good game. They lost to Wolves. Sorry, United have already passed them now. United is third. I think they are how many points?
United is 3 points ahead of Villa.
Yes, and Chelsea.
We're the same points, different goal difference.
Okay. If you look at Villa have 51 points. United also have 51 points, but United are up on
Goal difference,
goal difference. Then we have Liverpool
at
5th, 48 points. That is, I think, 3 points behind Villa.
Yeah.
Then Chelsea have 45 points.
6 points behind.
What do you think, Teddy? Do you think Villa will make it into the top 4?
I think.
Have you changed your mind?
As the leader of the UCL qualifications,
Who appointed you leader?
I'm ahead of you with 6. Is it 6 points?
We are the leaders
So
because
be
we are
careful
first.
with who you talk.
leaders of
the Champions League.
Yes.
for position.
So us, we are fighting for something bigger.
Yes,
Yeah.
you and Man City, we have just you can.
We are fighting for something bigger.
Yes, for us.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Villa, it depends on how Chelsea will perform. But I generally think they will not make it because they also have a lot of injuries and they have to play midweek and weekend, which is difficult, especially the Europa League, because you're playing on Thursday and then on Sunday. So I still don't think they'll make it.
Okay. Mesh, what do you think about Villa? Do you think they'll make it into the top 4?
So Aston Villa, number one, now that we are going into the running of the season, and they're also looking at another competition that I think at some point Unai is giving priority
Focus
to
to
that.
the-
He's giving priority
It's
to
like
His
a
team-
mastermind of winning
his
that
team's trophy.
So because looking at how he's been dropping points,
The only thing he couldn't give Arsenal.
looking at how he's been dropping points.
Who stopped him?
That's it
So,
between
looking at
Emery
how
and
he's been
Arsenal.
dropping points lately in the Premier League, I think he's focusing more on another competition.
Yeah.
And he feels if he wins that competition, he could also qualify for the Champions League through that route.
direct.
So now, but that's a very risky route because
You can ask
knock
us.
out.
He might fall.
Yeah, you
You
might
can
fall.
ask us about it.
Yeah. So you can meet a great type of a team.
Tottenham.
Yeah. Or you can meet a Tottenham type of a team and then they knock you out and then you prioritize a competition that luck is also involved. Because I've been saying these knockout tournaments, you need a little bit of luck in the draws and also in the matches and something like that. So he's focusing on Europa League, and in the Premier League, I don't think he's even going to make top 5.
Emery. I said it. I told Teddy in the TTC that I don't think Emery
But
might.
it actually depends with Chelsea.
They are playing Chelsea next.
No, that is actually what I was waiting to say.
They are playing Chelsea next.
For me, Aston Villa has a chance. I'll not rule them out.
Yeah, true. They have a
But
chance.
the biggest decider is the game against Chelsea. Because if Chelsea want to be there, then they have to beat Aston Villa. If Aston Villa beats Chelsea in their upcoming game, then it will mean they are how many points? Around 9 points ahead of Chelsea.
So Chelsea could literally miss the Champions League
Yes,
spot.
there's a possibility that Chelsea might miss the Champions League. There's a possibility because it all lies in the hands of Chelsea beating
because
Aston Villa.
you are
Because
3 points
definitely
behind Liverpool.
Aston Villa will drop points again.
Yeah.
But now, does it start with Chelsea or will Chelsea be like we? Because
And even if they lose it, maybe after they have beaten Chelsea, if they will beat Chelsea,
9 points is
will
still a
will
lot.
they?
Yeah,
Will
9
Chelsea,
points.
9 points is a lot.
will
Chelsea be
Chelsea
able to
recover and
catch
will
up.
Chelsea win the remaining games too?
that is another question because we still have Man City, we have
You
Manchester
play
United.
Villa, then you play Man City in the Premier League.
No, we play Villa, we play Wrexham, and then
No, like in the Premier League.
oh, I don't know. I've not followed. I've just seen.
Let me check that.
As you're checking,
No, you play Villa, then you play Newcastle, in the
yes.
Premier League.
Yeah. So I believe, and that Newcastle game, because Newcastle and Chelsea will have come from the first leg of the Champions
Then
League.
you go to Hill Dixon too.
Then you go to Everton. But Everton nowadays is not our
no,
problem
it's
at that
difficult there at their
now.
place.
No, for you, not for us. I believe Villa is a 50-50 chance. They might make it, they might not. But I'll say this. Unai Emery is a craft when it comes to Europa League. So I'm backing him to win the Europa League. Because I don't see any other team that I'll say they might be strong enough to cause trouble for. Even when they were in the Champions League, they looked very solid. They terrified even PSG who won the Champions League last
Yeah,
season.
they almost knocked PSG.
Yeah, they almost knocked them out. So I believe for the cup competitions, even if we'll be looking like they are struggling, look at a team like Nottingham Forest. They are 16th or 17th on the Premier League, but they beat a team that is second from the Turkish League.
Turkish League.
That shows you how these teams are looking into the European competition and like the
Looking even at Tottenham.
even Tottenham in the
They
Champions
finished
League.
in the top 8.
Yeah, top how? And they are 16. They might even be relegated. They lost to Fulham. So, Unai Emery, when it comes to these competitions,
They can only be relegated if West Ham and Nottingham Forest
but
are
West Ham are
serious.
good. I believe I'm backing Unai Emery to win the Europa League because he's a mastermind when it comes to that. He understands what to do. He understands how to navigate these home and away matches. And probably the worst, I think, is he can get to the final because I'm not seeing any team from any league that is so strong enough to stop.
Okay, too early. 9 games to go for the rest, except for Arsenal and Wolves. 8 games.
10. 9
10
for
games. Sorry,
Arsenal.
10 games to go for the
9
rest
for
of the
Arsenal.
teams. 9 for Arsenal and Wolves. Top 5 finish for you, rough guess.
For me, it's
Number 1.
Okay, not in arithmetic order.
no. Okay, let me
1,
say
2
this. Let me say this.
1, 2, you have to give it an
Okay.
arithmetic.
I'm being honest.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
being
It's okay.
For Arsenal and Manchester City, I'm leaving it like 50-50 because
You still have to give a prediction. Okay.
if I have to lean to one side, I think Man City can edge Arsenal because of that's depth and rotation.
But it's part of
ability.
post-
Okay, it's his prediction. It's his prediction.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
One.
just saying.
Okay.
But Arsenal still can win the Premier League.
Go ahead. Give
Number 2, now it will be either or for City and Arsenal.
3.
Number 3, probably I feel like Liverpool will be number 3.
Number 3.
Manchester United will be number 4.
Uh-huh.
Then Chelsea will be number 5. Then Aston Villa or whoever.
Mesh.
Brentford.
Yeah.
Brentford might be number 6.
1 to 5.
1 to 5.
1.
Okay, 1 and 2. Let's leave it. because
1.
we
Just
know.
give me 1. Come on.
Give me one. Nini?
One.
Kwani unaogopa?
1. The team that is going to win the Premier League.
Yeah.
The team that is going to win the Premier League, Arsenal.
Okay.
Number 2, Manchester City.
Number 3.
Number 3, I'm going with Manchester United.
4.
4, Liverpool.
5.
Aston Villa. And then the rest will follow down there.
Number 1.
Number 1, Man City.
2.
Number 3, Manchester United.
Come on, Teddy.
Number
come on.
4.
Come on. Number 1.
Number 2 si tunajua.
No, come on. Number 1.
Okay, number 1, Manchester City.
Number 2.
Wale Arsenal.
Bana peana
Number 3.
team bana. Wewe sema.
Manchester
Number 1.
United.
Number 4.
Liverpool.
Number 5.
Aston Villa.
Okay.
Chelsea yuko kwa picture.
No, I think Chelsea will lose against Aston Villa. 9 points will be.
But
Okay,
now the reason is when you look at Chelsea's fixture, my
Yeah,
friend,
they have to play United. They have to play.
Everton.
I'm not
Yeah,
worried
City.
about United. No, Liverpool. Yes.
Yes.
I'm not worried about United.
They still have to play Liverpool.
yes.
Yes.
Newcastle,
Let me check.
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa,
Man City.
Man City.
They're not
Okay,
winning
they
those
play
games.
Villa on Wednesday. This Wednesday.
Newcastle.
They play Newcastle.
Everton.
They play Everton.
Away.
United.
Man City and United.
Forest.
Then Brighton. Forest. They travel to Anfield. They host Tottenham.
And they still have Champions League.
Sunderland.
Sunderland.
I think, let me say this. I think
Yeah.
for Chelsea and Tottenham,
Amutuwape namba 7.
if they are eliminated from the Champions League as fast as possible, it will help them in the league.
Yes. Ama tuwapatie namba 7.
Now, that is a very good statement he said.
Hiyo iko juu sana.
Wewe. Nyamaza, atiye ko juu sana. My point is, when Teddy is saying, of course our fixture is not favorable when you look at it, but I feel like we stand a chance of disapproving people on that, because first of all, how many teams will qualify for the Champions League next season?
5.
Most likely 5.
Not most likely, it's 5.
If it's
5,
5, then Chelsea stand a chance.
I want you to make a rough guess for me, Prince. You are playing Man City, you're playing Man United, you're playing Liverpool,
Tottenham.
you're playing Tottenham.
Newcastle.
No, those are now the teams that traditional big six. Okay, Tottenham should be scrapped off from that traditional big six, but I want you to give me a guess. Relax. You've not heard my question.
Utajua tutaenda kusema.
No?
I know you will take points from one big team, even if it's 1 point.
Let me
Try to predict for me which team will it be.
Don't massage his ego. He wants you to say
Tottenham is a must win.
Of course, I know you will.
Tottenham is a must win. Liverpool want to revenge.
at Anfield.
At Anfield, you won't beat
Anfield.
Liverpool.
And at Anfield is always trouble. But we can get a draw from there. Because Liverpool also...
You can't beat Man United.
Wait till get there. For Liverpool,
They can't
I
beat
think
Man
we'll
United.
get a draw. Because in the recent days, they have come back and they're showing that their levels are growing. For Manchester City,
They are going to
that will
beat
be
you
a
pants down.
50-50.
They are going to beat you pants down.
You host Man City and Man United at Stamford Bridge.
We are
So
also...
you have to beat one.
You have to beat one. Which one will you beat?
That's what I'm saying. For Manchester City, it's a 50-50 game. Because for City, when we play with them, it's always... But now, for them, they are like...
So you
also,
think you stand a chance against City?
Yeah, we can.
He wants to.
Impossible.
So
We played City. We played
wants to hear what he wants. I mean, he just wants to hear something.
No,
Tell him.
I'm not massaging his ego. I'm telling him the truth. We played City without a coach.
Your truth is massaging my ego.
We played City without a coach, and we got a point. And when
Pedro Neto had missed chances.
I want you to continue with the predictions until
and then lastly,
you reach United.
we are going to beat Manchester United.
So you will get points
Because
from
they're coming
Tottenham,
at Stamford
from Man
Bridge.
United. So you will get points from all Manchester teams.
So now, if you can beat Manchester United,
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Let me finish.
No, they will start with
Let
Man
me
City.
finish.
So mtu aonjwe na kila mtu akuje kwangu ati akuonje. Napita nao.
Well, if for Manchester United, the reason I'm saying I will beat Manchester United, if we could have been going to Old Trafford,
They would
we could
have
have
beaten
lost. That one was...
You lost, of course you lost already.
We lost already. And kama tulikuwa tunaenda kucheza huko, we could have lost that game. But they are coming to Stamford Bridge. The best they can get from there is a draw. But for me, I'm sure. Because whatever happened in the Manchester United game, the first leg, I'm sure even in the mind of the players.
Just do this. Just do this because I know you still have there's still some smell of oil in your club, like the Abramovich oil. I know you're meeting another. So it will
No,
be
it's not a smell. It's like we have deepened the tanks.
Oh, so the tanks are deep.
The tanks are
And
deep.
now you're going to meet another oil club
But a big
from Manchester.
oil club.
Please, when they come to Stamford Bridge, make sure the bridge is impassable for them. Sawa.
That is possible.
Thank you.
Very possible.
Just to make sure Man City doesn't come out with 3 points from the Stamford Bridge.
Now,
Come on.
now,
Let me say this. Let me say this. Please don't cheat on us.
Now, let me say this. Personally, when I look at teams like Manchester City, okay, Man City is not that of a threat. The coach is.
Just don't cheat on us.
The coach is. If you're a true football fan, you'll agree with
The
me.
baseline is don't cheat on us.
No, cheating,
Okay,
cheating or not cheating. You know.
Oh, you want to cheat?
No, cheating comes. Let me show you how cheating comes.
Do you want to cheat?
When
Do you want to cheat?
when they give us
Do you want to cheat?
when they give us what we want.
Wasichana wa Nairobi.
If they beat for us other teams that are ahead of us, that
Like which?
They are also ahead of you, so beat them.
no, that's what I'm saying. When they beat
So
other
is
teams,
Man City meeting a team that is ahead of you?
yeah, there are some.
Arsenal.
Which?
Arsenal.
They've not
Only Arsenal. And Aston Villa.
and Aston Villa. So
They play Aston Villa the last game of the season.
if they promise us that they'll beat Aston Villa,
Of
for
course
us,
they will.
So they can't.
City will beat Aston Villa.
Now we can't also promise that we will.
Okay, anyway, there's something that has happened over like a couple of weeks. It's been going on, of course, the entire season, but I think it's becoming too rampant the last few weeks. poor officiating in the English Premier League. Prince, I'll start with you.
That thing irritates. Like, for me, I always watch almost every Premier League match. Even if it was playing the same time, I'll take time to watch the other. And not only for these big teams that people always see.
Yeah, true.
Even for, like, in the game between Sunderland against Brentford. I think, no.
Burnley. Burnley versus Brentford versus Burnley.
The early kickoff game this weekend.
Oh, it was Sunderland and Bournemouth.
Yes, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
There was a very clear penalty
I
that
watched
was denied.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this officiating? In the game between Leeds and Manchester City.
Handball, theirs.
No,
How-
Nunes.
how was that not
Even if you say the Diaz one was not clear.
Continue.
The Nunes one
Don't
was
stop.
100%.
Don't stop at this.
Yeah, of course.
Continue
We are
listing the
coming.
games.
Yes.
In the game between
Declan
Arsenal
Rice.
and Chelsea.
Yes, Arsenal and Chelsea. In fact, for Declan Rice, me as an
Yes.
Arsenal fan, I feel like
Declan Rice.
there were two offenses in that one challenge that warranted for a penalty: the handball
And the
grabbing. So if they felt that the handball was not enough, the grabbing was.
For the first time, we are agreeing with Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe since Mewana inaeleweka.
And then also,
Yeah.
the Joao Pedro's incidents. In as much as
Saliba,
I can defend Raya that he punched the ball first, but Saliba had grabbed this guy.
Yeah, true.
Like,
Kind of. I kind of agree with you.
and it's not even in these games. only. We've seen
Okay,
it so
when I
many
was
times.
watching the match, I had the commentary and Conor McNamara, they were saying like, okay, the Joao Pedro one is too soft. But again, in some matches, it's usually
But now
given.
the question
It's
is,
given.
it's given.
I think I've heard something. So when a match is stopped for offside, now the commentary, it's like they're trying to get involved in the decision. So because
But the commentary, the commentary is for the fans.
Yeah, it's
the
for-
referees
yeah.
don't even
So-
hear the commentary.
Yeah.
So because when you hear something say it has to be a penalty, it has
No. That one is
That's
the
for
opinion. Let me
fans,
tell you,
yeah.
that is for the fans. The commentary, the referees are not involved with the commentators at all.
Commentators
But they are
always
hearing,
their own
but they are
tempo.
hearing.
They are not.
No, they
They are
don't.
not.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
The
they don't.
commentators are just for these.
Those are for the fans.
broadcasters.
For the
because
broadcasting.
okay, I was thinking of if the referee are hearing this and then
No, they are not hearing this. The referee is in communication with the VR and the fourth official.
and then they hear the commentator saying it has to be a penalty.
No.
This must be a penalty.
They don't.
Then they are like, if they are saying it must be a penalty, so
No, it's not. It's their opinion. They're giving independent
there is
opinion.
an example. There is a game which when Joao Pedro was still in
Brighton.
you-
It was given as a
it was
pen.
given as a penalty. And when you look at that, Saliba got the ball before he hit Joao Pedro's
Yeah,
head.
true.
Now, if that was given as a penalty, then Raya hitting the ball and hitting Joao Pedro, why was it not a penalty?
But for keepers, they are more protected. If they hit the ball first, you remember the Arsenal versus Newcastle?
but now
The first leg.
remember Onana,
When
Onana
Gyökeres,
Yes, Onana, we were penalized.
Yes.
Yes.
We were penalized for
because
something
he hit
like that.
someone before he hit the ball.
No,
But
he hit
no,
the ball
he
and
hit
then
the ball first
Yeah.
and hit someone.
But the laws,
In the
these laws,
process.
this is why we are saying there's a lot of controversy. Remember Arsenal versus Newcastle this season? Gyökeres, he took the ball away from Pope,
yeah,
but they
yeah,
say
yeah.
Pope touched the ball first, then hit
But again,
Gyökeres.
Man City are given the same kind of a penalty that we were denied.
Yes, I think it was not Haaland.
It was not Haaland. It was
Someone else.
yeah.
So I think there's a lot
This
of inconsistency.
is what is
And
also,
it's affecting everybody.
and I think also the coming of VAR, it's also a 50-50 thing. It can favor you, it cannot. And I don't blame the
Personally, I don't think we have a problem with VR. We have a
me,
problem.
I
We have a
have.
problem with the
I have.
people. No, we have a problem with the people in charge.
You can't tell me we are having VR and they still having like the Gabriel push.
No, this is
And then the same thing
Let me
happened
tell you,
to
for the Gabriel
Dragos,
push, let me tell you again, for the Gabriel push, when we played Tottenham, was it 2 seasons ago? Do you know what happened?
Oh, that was-
we also put them like that in our box, and they were awarded a penalty. Spurs got a penalty for something like that similar.
No, but
Now,
Dragon Share was
No.
the same exact.
Let me be honest.
That's mpigane
That
tumalize.
was unfair.
That was
I agree. It was too soft.
Gabriel made the best out of that dive to look like it was so intense.
Friends, let me ask you something.
Let me say this first.
Okay,
Look at the way Saliba and Gabriel always handles players. And a small push on him,
I saw
he
Raya
dives as if
complaining
he's...
on the Brentford
Ah,
game.
no.
Raya was complaining, and that's the thing that your team does.
Okay.
I mean, no, you're complaining what you do.
The Swahili people say, Magema kisifi...
Okay.
Chamgema chamkufuha.
Okay, let me ask you before you say Mugema and whatever. Before we go to Mugema.
And you are the Mugema.
Okay, let me ask you, Prince,
Yes.
because how I view fouls that lead to penalty, personally, me as Koino, what I always look at, I ask myself, if this incident happened outside the box, would the referee have given it as a foul?
Yes.
If yes, then inside the box, what changes? It's supposed to be a penalty. If the referee would not have given it as a foul outside the box, then inside the box, it should not be a foul.
Now,
so it should not be a penalty.
now, let me say
but
this.
again, if you look at that Gabriel incident, the truth is, even if it was outside the box, the referee would have given it as a foul. We have to agree. Those push when you go for aerial balls and someone, even a slight push.
But the one Merino did to Lamens was not bad.
No, what I'm saying, what I'm saying is,
That's why we are talking
one
about
thing.
this.
One thing we are saying is
consistent.
common. One thing we all have to agree to is there's a lot of inconsistencies in
But
officiating.
I think...
And I want to agree with something Prince was saying before he comes in. One thing he was saying, me personally, I don't have a problem with VR. I have a problem with the people who are managing the VR. Why am I saying this? If you look at La Liga, if you look at Syria, if you watch the Bundesliga, if you watch the Champions League, these decisions, like, you can't even complain. Most of them.
In Spain, they're there.
No,
Real Madrid. Real Madrid.
Yeah, I know. But if you look at the entire game,
Yes, the
most
entirety
of
the league.
Yeah, the error margin for error.
Yes. You know,
very
for them, they
minimal.
use the robot.
No, they don't use the robot. It's only the offside where they use the technology.
They are like this.
No. Put Kenyans reference.
So Prince, you wanted to say something.
Yeah,
about it.
I wanted to say, sometimes players also use their ability to understand some things differently. Because Gabriel, knowing I'm in an area where the referee will protect me,
And secondly, he knew that ball had already gone beyond.
it's beyond me.
He was not going to get that
He
ball.
took an advantage. But I was surprised when I was rewatching the Tottenham versus Fulham match. The same thing happened to
that was so
Dragovic.
unfair.
And it was not penalized. In fact, the goal was awarded. So what I'm just trying to mean is, there is a lot of
Inconsistency with officiating.
in officiating in the Premier League.
I remember
And
at one time when we were playing Man City, was it the other season, 23-24, Kovacic almost broke Odegaard's leg. He was not sent off. Do you know what Howard Webb went to Sky Sports, that section where he's explaining the decisions.
corners.
Do you know what he said? Michael Oliver did not want to ruin the game.
Now,
So
Are
he
you
prefers
attacking the ego of the
a
games?
player's leg to be broken
Than to ruin the
than
game.
to ruin
No,
the
but
game.
that is what was happening in like.
I can take that from him. I can take that from him because he didn't referee during the VAR era.
No.
Howard Webb didn't
No.
referee.
That is not my problem. My problem is
The statement.
don't defend.
Okay, the
Don't
decision
defend
because
those
of-
things.
Yeah.
No,
Just
but
say it was a red card. The referee did not give
As you're
it.
talking about referees, I don't know how the PGMOL, they have not yet made this thing illegal. The one for Arsenal, the one that teams are using, grabbing people during corners
That
and
thing is
surrounding keepers.
irritating.
Then what is that?
Look at the game between Manchester United and
Everton.
it was like, it was not even a football match.
And guess
It was a
who are
rugby
the
match.
masterminds behind that? Guess. And you asked me why I don't
So
want
now,
you guys to win the
I
league.
let me explain this.
Arsenal also
Let me
use
explain this.
long throw balls.
No, but it's not only us. Even Manchester United, every team is using long throws.
We don't use that.
We saw Man City do
Okay, Chelsea have not seen, but United uses long throws. City
but now,
That's why he's not
but now,
complaining.
let me explain something to you, Teddy, and all of you. So now, when you're taking a corner kick, or you're taking a free
long
kick,
throw.
or a long throw, yeah. So now, what they do, trying to grab and trying to push before the ball starts to flight, before the flight of the ball. So there is no foul there, unless the referee sees something unusual, and then he says, "Listen,
Stops the play.
But how do you
So,
listen.
Let him finish.
Surround the goalkeeper before the free kick is
No,
taken."
it's not fair.
No,
Did you
it's
watch-
allowed.
did you
It's
watch
allowed.
our game against
Listen,
Lamens
I'm
was
talking.
inside
I'm talking
the
to
post.
you. Listen,
Inside the
Teddy.
post.
Listen,
Let him-
I'm
let him
talking.
finish.
So I'm saying that before the ball is, before the free kick is taken, it's allowed to distract
Each
your
other.
opponent.
Distraction is
But
allowed.
now, when
But to what
the ball
extent?
is coming, leave your opponent, deal with the ball.
We have to.
Do you leave
one
the
thing.
ball
One
in-
thing. One thing I want to.
Yes.
I want to.
Yes.
Okay. Personally, I think for the Chelsea game, Arsenal versus Chelsea game, we can make exemptions. We can say that whatever happened in those grabbings, those
It's
were
too much.
Those were,
Very
yeah.
rare.
But again, if you look at the second goal that Arsenal scored, the Timber goal, Sanchez was not even touched. Like no one.
Yes.
Saliba was just distracting
Now,
Santos.
He was pushed.
Saliba was very creative.
He
made
pushed him a
sure
bit.
No, he did not touch Sanchez.
Before the ball arrived into the box.
That's what I'm saying. Saliba was very creative.
Yes.
He knew that the person who will get on the ball was under Santos.
Yeah.
And he made sure that he's
Out of the
using
question.
Santos to block Sanchez.
Sanchez, true.
So that one was
no foul.
If someone was to complain, was Santos, not the goalkeeper.
Yeah, true. There was no foul.
That was
yeah, but anyway, that was it. You can also tell us your thoughts about the officiating, about the title race. You as big sports fans, you can follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Give us your comments. Tell us what you think about the show as well. And thank you for being with us all this time. I was with Teddy, Mesh, and Super Prince. I was your host, Esco Najar. Thank you until next time.
Adios, muchachos.